Welcome back to another awesome episode to the Evolution of Beyblade series. In today's episode, we are going to be covering the evolution of Masamune's Unicorno Beyblades throughout the Beyblade franchise, from Metal Fight in 2010 to Beyblade X in 2024. So let's jump into our time machines and travel all the way back to 2010. Enter Rey Unicorno D125 Coat Sharp. Rey Unicorno, which is also known as Rey Striker in the West, was originally released by Takara Tomy in 2010 in Japan. It was then later distributed internationally through Hasbro in 2011. So Rey Unicorno was owned by Masamune Kadoya in both the Beyblade Metal Masters anime and manga. As Rey Unicorno is a standard hybrid wheel release, it released with 5 main parts, which were the face bolt, the clear wheel, the metal wheel, the spin track and the performance tip. First up, we have the Unicorno 1 face bolt. This facebolt depicts the unicorn of a Monoceros constellation. Monoceros meaning unicorn, as it features a side profile of a unicorn's face. Next up, we have the Unicorno 1 clear wheel, which is also known as the Striker 1 NEG ring. Now this clear wheel has an absolutely awesome design, as it features 3 heads of a Unicorno avatar, which can be seen from a side profile view. As for Unicorno's metal wheel, Unicorno was the first Beyblade to be released with the Rey Fusion wheel. So the Rey wheel, just like the Pegasus and the Storm metal wheel, also featured 3 main contact points, which I always thought was a somewhat interesting choice, considering that both Unicorno and Pegasus are both mythological horse Beyblades. Moving on, Rey Unicorno released with a Defense 125 spin track, which is also known as D125. And the last part that released on Rey Unicorno was the Coat Sharp performance tip. Now the CS tip was awesome back in the day, and you know what, it still is, as Coat Sharp would allow Unicorno to change its movement patterns during battle. Just like in the Beyblade Metal Fight anime and manga, this performance tip was sick, as Coat Sharp switched from a passive stamina mode, when Unicorno is spinning on the plastic tip at the center of Coat Sharp, to an aggressive counter-attack mode, when Unicorno tilts, leaning on the rubber of Coat Sharp, giving Unicorno an insane burst of energy just like in the Beyblade Metal Fight anime and manga. So in the Beyblade Metal Fury anime, Unicorno does receive an upgrade into the 4D wheel system, whereas in the manga, this upgrade takes place outside the main story, so we don't know exactly how or why Masamune has Blitz, he just simply does. Enter Blitz Unicorno 100 Rubber Semi-Flat. Blitz Unicorno, also known as Blitz Striker, was the only Unicorno Beyblade to be released within the 4D wheel system. So the Metal Fight Beyblade 4D wheel system consisted of gimmicks that either further separated parts or combined them to form new awesome parts. Blitz was originally released by Takara Tomy in 2011 in Japan as a part of the Strongest Blade of Beyblading set. It was then later released internationally through Hasbro in 2013 in the Beyblade Hyperblade Spark Effects toy line. But this international version of Blitz actually wasn't the first international release, as in 2012, Hasbro first adapted the 4D bays in the Beyblade Metal Fury toy line without their 4D gimmicks or parts within the standard hybrid wheel system. This version of Blitz is still known as Blitz Striker, with a similar stock combination to the original, as this version of the Blitz wheel was hollowed out and unable to perform a mode change. This version of Blitz also released with a semi-flat tip instead of a rubber semi-flat. As Blitz is an upgraded version of Rey Unicorno, it is still owned by Masamune Kadoya in the Beyblade Metal Fight anime and manga, making Blitz the second Unicorno Bey that Masamune canonically owned in the Beyblade Metal Fight story. Blitz Unicorno released with 6 main parts. These parts are the facebolt, the clear wheel, the metal frame, the core, the spin track and the performance tip. Starting with the facebolt, the Unicorno 1 facebolt has been upgraded into the Unicorno 2 facebolt, and just like Unicorno 1, this new facebolt still depicts the Unicorno avatar of the Monoceros constellation, although this version features a more aggressive stylized design. Like the Unicorno 2 facebolt, the Unicorno clear wheel has also been upgraded, as the Unicorno 2 clear wheel features larger raised purple horns as opposed to the gold flat ones that featured on its predecessor. Next up, bladers, we have the 4D Blitz wheel. This metal wheel is comprised out of 2 parts, which are the metal frame and the core. So the metal frame features 3 blades, which slot into the Blitz core, and just like the metal frame, the core also features 3 blades. There are 2 different configurations depending on how the metal frame is placed, as when the frame is placed within the 2 close gaps on each wing of the core, it fills them out, creating 3 solid wings. This is assault attack mode, whereas when the frame is placed outside of these gaps, the Blitz wheel is in barrage attack mode. Moving on, Blitz Striker also released with a 100 spin track and the rubber semi-flat performance tip, which is also known as RSF. So while Masamune makes a brief appearance in the Beyblade Zero G anime, Striker didn't receive any upgrades within the Zero G system. Enter Rei Unicorno 1 Proof Unite Dash. So Rei Unicorno was re-released in the Beyblade Burst system 10 years later in 2020 as a part of the Metal Fight Beyblade 2020 Baku set. So while some of the earlier Metal Fight Burst remakes were canon to the manga story, as there was a one-shot manga written by the original author of the Metal Fight Beyblade manga, Takafumi Adachi, called Metal Fight Beyblade Soul Burst. And in Soul Burst, it's explained how the burst system was introduced in the Beyblade Metal Saga, as it showed characters like Jinga, Kiyoyo and Kenta with their burst Beyblades. Although unfortunately Masamune didn't appear in this one-shot manga, meaning that this version of Rei Striker is likely not canon to the Metal Fight story. So this version of Rei Unicorno released with a Unicorno layer. It's basically the Unicorno 1 faceplate, the Unicorno 1 clear wheel, and the Rei fusion wheel all fused and merged into one awesome part. This remake also released with a Unite Dash driver in an awesome attempt to try and replicate the Coat Sharp performance tip from Metal Fight Beyblade, which was just a fantastic design choice. Now moving on to 2024, we're currently in the 4th generation of Beyblade, known as Beyblade X. Will Rei or Blitz Unicorno return in Beyblade X? It's possible, as both Storm Pegasus and Lightning El Drago have both already received their remakes. There's definitely a strong possibility that Rei Unicorno may receive a remake in Beyblade X in the near future. There's also a new Unicorn BEY in Beyblade X called Unicorn Sting. This Beyblade is owned by Uni Naniwa in both the Beyblade X anime and manga. So while there's no relation between Unicorn Sting and the Metal Fight Unicorno BEYs in the Beyblade story, Unicorn Sting is most definitely the spiritual successor to the Metal Fight Beyblade Unicorno series, as Unicorn Sting not only features a similar avatar design and colour to the Unicorno BEYs, but they even share similar gimmicks, as the gear point bit or performance tip functions the same way as Coat Sharp did in Metal Fight Beyblade. So what do you guys think about this new awesome Metal Unicorn BEY in Beyblade X? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. You guys are always asking me, where can I buy Metal Fight Beyblades in 2024? Guess what, Bladers, I have a fantastic place for you. So we have officially partnered up with BayStation, and you guys can use my promo code DaimyoGT for a 7% discount. BayStation sells high quality Metal Fight Beyblade reproductions from Beyblade Metal Fusion, Beyblade Metal Masters, Beyblade Metal Fury and even Beyblade Shogun Steel. In fact, BayStation sells a wide variety of products spanning from accessories like stadiums, string launchers and launcher grips. They even sell products from other generations like Beyblade Burst and even the latest generation, Beyblade X. All orders will be shipped on the same business day. But guess what, Bleeders? I have a secret. Come closer. They even offer free shipping. And we can't forget about their excellent return policy, as they offer a 60-day grace period on all orders. And even if you decide you don't want your item, BayStation will pay for the shipping for you to return your order, no questions asked. Once you guys are at the checkout, remember to type in my code DaimyoGT for your discount. If you guys stuck around to the end of this episode, I just want you to know you're absolutely freaking awesome. I know this episode was a bit long, but I truly hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Also, which BEY should we cover in this Evolution series next? Well, I am planning on dropping the Evolution of Woolwork very soon. I'd also like to know what you guys think. So should we do the Evolution of Woolwork, or the Longinus or Valkyrie BEYs from Beyblade Burst? And as always, Bladers, don't forget to share this video with a friend and smash that like button down below. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Before we wrap up today's episode, as you guys saw earlier, we've officially partnered up with BayStation. By using my promo code, it's a cool and optional way to support my channel, as it helps me to continue making awesome Metal Fight Beyblade content. And guess what, Beybladers, you can also purchase Rei Striker from BayStation. So don't forget to use my promo code DaimyoGT if you do. Anyway, today's episode is not over yet. So next up, we have an awesome battle featuring Rei Unicorno.